Hello, hello, Libra North Node. This is Samara, your Feminist Alchemist, and welcome to your reading for the November new moon. This is a general reading, so the messages may not resonate with everybody. Take what strikes a chord with you and let the rest float away in a cloud of ether to whoever else in your Libra North Node collective needs to hear that message in this time. So if you are feeling this reading, just give it a like, a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to be notified when I upload, which is every new moon. If this is your first time at my channel, this is a North Node reading. It is not your sun sign. The North Node is a mathematical point in your birth chart that signifies your source of soul expansion for this lifetime. It can tell you where your growth opportunities lie and tells you some of the experiences your soul wants to have in order to reach a more fulfilled state. And these may be elements of life that you don't normally consider as part of your wheelhouse. They usually take you out of your comfort zone. And so I did make a general video on the North Node that I've linked in the description box below. And that's just a description of how my guides have guided me to understand the North Node. You can also check out the specifics of your North Node sign as explained in depth by YouTube astrologer Astro Finesse. That I've also linked in the description box below. If you're not sure what your North Node sign is, you can check out my website. There's a page there that has all of the dates and the placement of the North Node in those dates. What else? Oh, yes, and there's an extended reading available for you called Everyday Alchemy and Practical Magic. It's about a 20-minute video where I consult the divine about tools you can use to support you on your North Node journey in November. We'll look at crystals and oils, essential oils, that is, colors, and more. I also channel affirmations that you could use as personal mantras for the 4-week period between the new moon and the new moon. So what I do in this reading is I consult the universal high-frequency energies that are being filtered down to you through your higher self, through the 5D, and then how that's showing up in your 3D life as practical situations that you are navigating, where growth opportunities lie for you. And that's about it. And I do some clarification with a couple tarot decks, and then I pull some oracles at the end. This month, my spirit team has guided me to use a couple decks that I've never used before. I actually ended up having to purchase a deck at their request. So it's going to be interesting. They have some quantum energies they want to bring in. And this being the Halloween time that I'm doing these readings, the energy is very intense. So I'll get straight into it. We'll start with Path of the Soul by Cheryl Lee Harnish. This is a fractal art oracle deck. Libra North Node. November new moon. So I'm feeling a little ill today. If I'm not as energetic as usual. I need to take some breaks to sip my tea. Do not be surprised. If you need to fast forward at any time, feel free. We're almost there. We need 4 cards. So the first card here is Universal Connection. Then we have Joyous, Ascension, and Doves. So I'm seeing the general idea of the Libra North Node just popping up here, where you may not be used to working in community settings, sharing with, prioritizing your connections. I'm seeing here that the magic and the fulfillment, see, with all this gold, the real fulfillment, soul fulfillment, and upliftment that can come from connections with other people, and with the elements of nature. The energy of what it's like to bind, I don't want to use the word bind. Well, they're saying bind your soul to others, and not in a codependent way, just in a shared experience, shared joy, joyous, and ascension. There's the frequency of the development of your soul that comes from, and the development of your, the living out of joy that comes from placing value in connections and seeing everyone on a level playing field. So loving yourself does not mean putting down others. This kind of, not placing yourself above or below anyone else, and not placing anyone above or below you. I don't know if I said that right. Placing yourself above or below anyone else. Yeah. And not allowing other people to put you on a pedestal, or, in Doves, I'm seeing, I'm just seeing a lot of energy that revolves around connections, and Doves are about, they're monogamous. They partner for life. There's a lot of information coming in about your relationships and the dynamics of your relationships, and the clearing out of the ones that are dramatic and kind of dysfunctional, or exist on, like they feed off of dysfunction, and balancing. Some of them will be balanced to a new, more peaceful dynamic. That provides like a loving momentum, and the others that have a destructive kind of momentum, they are going to fall away, or that is what the energy is encouraging from the universe. I'm going to check in with the 5D energy, and we're using the Sacred Geometry Oracle, or Sacred Geometry Activations mixed with the Sacred Geometry of Relationships Oracle by Lauren. There's a lot just flipping out like crazy. So Which one comes first? Soul? No, awareness. Surrender. Intimacy. Soul. That came out quickly. So we have expression, first chakra, awareness, surrender, intimacy, and soul. And they're pointing me to, especially these four. This is a 1, this is an 11, this equals 10, this equals 10. This is 11, this will be 12, and 8, the infinity symbol here. Oh, Libra North Node. So so this is like your higher self, your intuition. This is how your soul is now kind of speaking to you in terms of what it needs to expand. And it's trying to coax you towards like a higher vibration. So I'm getting that some of you are really having trouble defining what joy is for yourself. Even some of you find it like a cheesy question, like, what is joy? Like, are we really on this planet to experience joy? So I'm feeling the energy of a lot of skepticism and judgmentalism around the concept of joy. And it's one of the reasons why, like, in the first chakra, it's very hard. It's challenging to anchor the feeling of joy into your reality. So your higher self is asking for this awareness of how what you're thinking and what you're putting your attention to is creating your reality. So some of you are experiencing quite a bit of a chaotic feeling inside, or chaos in your world. And I'm getting the energy that this chaos is kind of in this rebalancing, recalibrating of your relationships. And your feeling of an inability to control how you are seen in a relationship and how the relationship runs, you know, the dynamic of the relationship, planning things together, executing things together. You have one expectation for what a night out together would be like, or a night in together would be like. And your partner or your friend has a different expectation. And this is, so surrender is calling you to let go of this need to be the director of how things run, and to release your expectations, because there's something to be gained in the freedom of, you know, letting things flow and develop, because the control that you seem to think you have is not real. And that goes for all of us. So I'm not picking on you, Libra North Node. we like to feel in control or think we are in control, because then we can modulate ourselves on how to act, how to think, how to, we can anticipate what other people are thinking or how they're going to act. But there is a flow that's beyond our comprehension. And there's so many different factors at play. So I won't go deeper into that. They're just saying that there's a necessity to surrender some of this need to be in control. This also comes from your Aries South Node placement, because Aries is very assertive. It's the ram. It can be very stubborn. And it's used to going its own way and having its own way. Libra is much more, balance. They are a strong personality, but they work within the collective, within the group dynamic, to find balance, fulfillment, achievement. And some of you do need to surrender this strong independence to enjoy more intimacy in your relationships. And so these can be romantic relationships, but they don't have to be. It's about allowing people to be close to you and to know you. And this is part of what your soul is really calling out to experience at this time. It wants to be more of itself with the soul card. It just wants to be a fuller expression of its divine self. And it's through your relationships that you'll find this joy and ultimately a higher vibration, which also comes from living in a joyful place, a lightening of your spirit. Right? I didn't talk about the expression card here. So I'm getting that for some of you, you're very forceful in you're trying to control or getting what you want out of a situation. So if a relationship is not satisfying you in the way you want, you may be more blaming than discussing, than, there's the expression of just like, this is what I like, or this is how the type of situations I feel good in. And without putting down what the other person views as what makes them feel good, or what they anticipated would make you feel good, but it's not really the case. It's about how are you expressing your needs and your need and your need for independence, right? So we can push people away, or we can invite them. We can invite them to understand us more and give us the space by their own accord, as opposed to us forcing them to give it to us and us blaming them for not giving it to us. Okay. I'm going to go to the 3D. So this is how maybe the situations are showing up in your everyday life in order for you to have the opportunity to transmute this energy and turn it into something for you to grow and learn from. get your lessons. Oop. And for this one, I'm using Cosmovisions. I'm just using the majors from the deck plus some of the bonus cards that come with it. So I'm staying very general at the moment. If you need to fast forward, feel free. I just have one more card to grab here. Okay. Okay, so we have the Vessel, which is card 15. In the traditional tarot, that would be the Devil, and it's in reverse. We have Karma, which is number 11. That's the Justice card. This is one of the bonus cards. It's the Winged Boar, and it's in reverse. And we have the Maze, which is number 14, Temperance, and it's in reverse. And then we have number 9, the Cosmic Tree, which is, what is that one? The Hermit. Okay. With the Vessel in reverse, I'm feeling an energy of something blocking you from expressing your full authentic self. Okay, I'm going to take a moment and meditate on this one. Okay. So in the Vessel in reverse, I'm seeing that there is a multitude of superficial relationships around you. It's like they're not rooted, they're not based in a true, authentic connection. and some of the people that you keep around you and the situations you keep around you are for the look of them and not for the actual value of them. So you're like valuing things for their surface, but not the deeper reality of them. In the karma card, this is a confirmation that as a Libra North Node, that navigating these relationships is actually part of your life path at this moment. And it's meant to kind of peel back the layers and expose a more authentic expression of your soul, and to get you comfortable with more intimate connections. Now, with the winged boar in reverse, I'm seeing that for a lot of you, this is a very, for some of you, this is a painful experience, but for a lot of you, it's also like an experience of not really being able to believe, because I keep getting the expression when pigs fly, and that's like, this fairy, something that's hard to believe, something that you never think will come to pass. And with it in reverse here, by surrender and intimacy, I'm getting that you have some connections in your life that you don't believe are as deep as they are, or the person is as authentic, like that they're showing their authentic self, mostly because also you tend to seem to be wearing a mask in many situations. So you just assume that other people are also wearing a mask. But for some of you, I'm getting that there is a particular person in your life who would like to be more intimate with you, but you're skeptical of their intentions. And this is because a lot of your relationships have no depth. I'm going to apologize if that was, too blunt for anybody. It's the energy that's coming out, and it's how it's being said. And when we engage in relationships that have little depth, it's also because we feel this first chakra lacking. We don't feel secure in building bridges with other people. We don't feel secure in them accepting us, in them, respecting us and respecting our boundaries. So that brings us to this maze in reverse. The maze in the upright, that's like navigating a labyrinth of thoughts and coming to all these places where you find enlightenment and you find your way out. But in reverse, it's like you're stuck in this maze of and your mirror sign. When I did Aries North Node, they also got this. They also got karma, and they also got this card in the reverse, the maze in the reverse, which is temperance in the traditional deck. And there's a essence of finding your way to divine thought, divinely inspired ideas. But right now there's a lot of confusion because you seem to have soul nudges that are in conflict with your ego and your logical mind, especially when it comes to your relationships. So I'm getting a strong energy of not trusting the divinity of relationships around you, and also being jaded by the experiences you've had with friends or with false friends. And the cosmic tree, number 9, the hermit. So the cosmic tree for me comes up in this, like, sitting under the tree and meditating and getting wisdom. And this is a great synchronicity for me as well, because I do my walk in the morning. And this beautiful maple tree, all red, with all its leaves red, was just beckoning me to hang out. And I hung out there for a while, and I touched it, and, received what it had to give me and gave gratitude in return. And there's very old wisdom in trees. And so for me, this cosmic tree comes out as a need for you to connect, like it's coming in the awareness as well. And all of these little orbs, I'm feeling like some of them are your thoughts and some of them are divine interventions, divine inspired ideas. And there's a need for you to sort through them. So some of you are getting some very vivid dreams that are attempting to increase your awareness of your multidimensionality and of the vibration that you're carrying that is affecting your relationships. So if I were to summarize that, the big theme of your 3D life at the moment, underlying theme, is this, how deep are your relationships and why aren't they deep? And what is rocking your root chakra in terms of your feeling of safety and security in really being yourself and allowing intimacy and surrendering to, whatever will be, will be. Can I enjoy the moment? Can I let someone else take the lead in a relationship? Or do I always need to be in control? And how does that affect my ability to really connect with them? How does that affect our ability to co-create together and to just enjoy life together? Because for some of you, I'm getting this like really strong, intimate, romantic relationship vibe, a relationship. I'm getting the vibe of a relationship that should be intimate and romantic, but at the moment is not, because there's a lot of tension, a lot of butting of heads, rubbing each other the wrong way. So this may be for someone very specific, rubbing each other the wrong way, but because that, like, you're not allowing yourself to surrender to the other person's flow, let's say. So you're not allowing them to take the lead. You may be critical, you may micromanage them, you may be critical of small things that they do. And so if you're in that particular type of relationship at the moment, or you're in a romantic relationship where that's the dynamic at the moment, then this part of the message is for you, of looking at why, like sorting your thoughts and emotions. And if you let go of that control, what are you afraid of losing? I'm going to check out the Light Seers Tarot. I can stay here for a while on this. These cards are they have a lot of stories to tell. But I'm going to get some clarifiers from the Light Seers Tarot. Clarifiers and also take guidance on how to navigate this 3D situation so that you can reach the higher vibration that is beckoning you. Okay, we have the Hierophant in the upright. Nine of Cups. The Devil in the upright. And Six of Pentacles. Okay, there were some cards that flipped over that I'm going to just take a look at, but I'll keep them here in case they have a story to tell. And on the bottom of the deck here, you have the Four of Wands, which I'm also going to kind of keep to the side here. So, Hierophant, upright. You see, this guy is so happy, and he's connected to a lot of divine information from his spirit team, from his ancestors, from the divine. The first thing that they want you to do, or suggest that you do, you have your own divine, you have your own will. That's part of the fun of being human. Make more conscious effort to connect to your higher self, like they're highlighting the staircase that shows up here, and to understand yourself as part of a greater collective of beings. Now you can do this by identifying like your circle of friends who are really true friends, or your family, people in your family who you feel really see you. And then the next step, of course, is like your team that always has unconditional love for you, and that's in your spirit team, your spirit guide, your guardian angel, any galactic family you may have. Unicorns, dragons, like just connecting to the sources of unconditional love to bolster your resolve of allowing your true soul nature to be expressed. And it also strengthens your root chakra because you're grounded in a very feeling of safety and acceptance within your divine team, and then also those divine expressions of humans who give you a similar feeling of unconditional acceptance, safety, security. Because in the Nine of Cups, I'm seeing, like they're reminding me that 9 is 1 less than 10, so it's not quite at the completion, but it's this, you're almost there, and you're kind of in the perfect place for where you need to be right now, so surrender anyway. Even if you don't know when and where the 10th cup is going to come from. There's an essence of feeling full and complete, even though you want more for yourself, feeling full and complete in where you are right now. They want you to possibly look up the numerology of the number 9, because you have it twice here. This is a 9 and this is a 9. And they're reminding you that you doing this leap of faith is what will create the 10th cup. So this all lines up with the surrender and the Devil card. Is asking you to look at why the relationships you have lack the depth that you are looking for, or the depth that makes you feel fulfilled and allows you to be your truest self, and why you believe that relationships, or what part of you wants to be in control, right? A lot of why we want to be in control has to do with fear, right? So they want you to look at when you're trying to control a situation, what emotion is controlling you in that moment? And how can you address that? And how can you surrender that? How can you let that go? Because they're reminding you with the 6 of Pentacles here and the infinity symbol. Remember, this is also the number, it adds up to 8. Intimacy. They're reminding you that co-creation, you are meant to experience a magic of co-creation, of creating with another or with others. So more than once. And your part is equally beautiful and valuable. They're reminding you as well. And when you start seeing people from a higher perspective, ascension, and how you actually like feel when you're in their presence, when you start to see your relationships and other people from that perspective, then your co-creation with them, or your ability to create, will be much more efficient, let's say smooth. Because there's a level of trust that also needs to be there in order for you to truly manifest. Sorry, my chair is rubbing. Okay. Yeah, there's an energy of you needing to start to see beauty in your exchanges and value in what other people offer you of themselves, and reciprocating that to them as well. So you offer a piece of yourself, they offer a piece of their self, and they're, this is also like, what is really going to happen if you give of yourself and the person does not reciprocate? What is really going to happen? They want, I can't tell you. That's for you to know, and what are you afraid is going to happen? What is actually, going to happen? Let's look at it. If you step away and look at it objectively and take your emotions out, like what really happens, and, can you relate to that emotionally in a different vibe, Okay. I'm going to go to, let me see if these other cards are. Yeah, so these are the other cards that popped out. It was the Page of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. So they are saying, like, part of what you're afraid of in terms of not receiving in return. So I'm getting from the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups, like, you're afraid of being like a novice, or being naive. And the Five of Pentacles is like, okay, I gave 3 and they only gave 2, or I gave all 5 and they didn't give the 6 that we need for like balanced creation. And the key to the door here is right there for you to go open the door and find someone else who will give you the 6, So, I'm getting from these cards that there's like a fear of being the fool in the situation, or someone getting the better of you, or someone taking advantage of you and being, that person's so stupid, is so naive, is so, I really got one over on that person. That's what I'm getting from these cards that popped out. So for some of you, that may be what the fear is. But in the bottom of the deck, you have the Four of Wands. So this like deep feeling to be in a family, and not like, we're not just talking about actual like bloodline marriage family. We're talking about celebratory, joyous, real friendship, real intimacy. So they're just reaffirming that there is a deeper desire for that. If you're not feeling it in your 3D self, in your ego and in your conscious mind, it's in your soul and in your subconscious mind. And that is why some of these situations, you may be in friendships that you've been in for a long time that you are now feeling like, what am I doing here? So this is I'm moving on to the deck now that they asked me to purchase. This is the Quantum Tarot, and usually I have a good description of what I'm reading with the deck. Last month I did ancestral energy. The month before that I did like karma and soul memories, Akashic records. And this one, Quantum Tarot, I'm not 100% sure, how to articulate what's going to come out. For some of you, it has to do with your multidimensionality. And I'm just going to go with it. Let's just say it's the Quantum Tarot and it has stuff to say. And we'll see what that is. Which one comes first? This one. You have the Seven of Swords in reverse. We have the Six of Pentacles again. Swords? No, sorry, it's Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands in reverse. Two of Pentacles. And Justice. Again. So, let's see what this card has to say. There's always little hidden messages in this light sometimes. Well, nothing hidden on this one. Yeah, Seven of Wands in reverse. My head is spinning a little. So the Seven of Wands in reverse, like I'm seeing this like epic battle, and because it's in reverse, I feel like you have this conflict that you feel in your 3D and in your ego, and all of this confusion in your head is like this epic battle of multiple manifestations of yourself that so like there is resistance from some part of you other than what's really manifested in this 3D realm. So for some, I'm getting that some of you are like, have a strong connection to a galactic family, or you're a starseed and you have memories of being other places. And it's really, it's at the basis of this dynamic of you not really feeling that you can connect with people in the earthly realm. But all of this banging around, like bumping into people, being on collision courses with people, having these relationships that seem to be destructive, self-destruct, that don't have a certain amount of depth that you're yearning for. This is all part of the lesson for you on getting to that authentic soul place where you can navigate being around different energies, but being anchored in yourself. First chakra, anchoring to the earth. You have the Six of Pentacles again, and I don't know if you can see in the light, you could see like the hand and the lightning kind of bolts. So, and this is coming right over the joy. It's telling me that there's a lot of co-creative power coming towards you from your spirit team, or that you can access if you focus on joy being the priority in your relationships or in your interactions. Avoiding drama and expressing what you truly feel, even if it may create a drama for the other person. Like, you have to express your true feelings and wishes as a gift to yourself. Because only when you're expressing yourself in that true way can people be drawn to you who actually resonate with your vibe, right? And the Two of Pentacles, So I'm getting the energy of calling in like your soul tribe. I'm seeing this balancing act. It's a balancing act of the two ways that you look at abundance. One is financial and one is, relationship wise. And as I said in the beginning, like, you're being called to put more value into your relationships. And this is kind of where your abundance is going to come through to you. There's something else here I have to meditate on. Okay, I needed a moment to sort out all of the streams of information. So I'm getting that you are straddling, some of you are straddling two realities, very literally. Or clinging to a past. And you're trying to hold on to one while also growing the other, right? So there's this energy, if we take it down to, let's say, our earthly realm, there's a holding on to wanting, let's say, superficial. I'm going to take it to the relationship realm because that's the example that they're showing me. You want someone who looks a certain way, there's a very clear criteria of how your partner should look, but you're also looking for heart and soul fulfillment. And they're two things that can coexist, but you're almost being so narrow about it that you're blocking yourself. Like you find yourself standing on your head, trying to balance these things. And some of you are just balancing, like being someone who's very aware of your higher dimensionality and also functioning in the earthly realm. But this card is saying, all things will balance out once you surrender to, if you have psychic gifts, if you believe in star families, soul families, esoteric topics, if you have a strong intuition, if you travel in your dreams, and these are things that you hide because it feels like, okay, people are going to think I'm weird. This is saying, embrace your supposed weirdness, because otherwise you're going to keep getting people gravitating to you that don't actually match who you are. And this is what's meant to come, right? This lovely, co-creative, peaceful energy of you being aware of your deeper self and letting that ring true, and let people fall away if they're going to fall away. So yeah, my spirit team is challenging me with this new deck, but I accept. They wouldn't give me anything that they don't think I can handle, and your team would not do the same would also not give you anything that you're not meant to handle. So feel confident in that, at least. I'm going to try to wrap this up. I'm already looking at the time. It's been an hour. Well, I hope you've been cozy. I'm going to check the Okana Oracle because I'm doing these readings as we head up to Halloween. So I'm also accessing some ancestral messages as the veil is nice and thin. The Okana Oracle is created by Akamara Tarot. Libra North Node, messages for Libra North Node for November. Energy, do not lose your head because you will lose yourself. Put that in the center. I'm going to read from the guidebook for that one. Okay. So this is kind of a shadowy deck. And we'll address your 2 devil cards here. Okay, showing immense passion but refusing to plan ahead or working on the foundation, fundamentally putting the cart before the horse. The first step in creating a painting is drawing and planning the outlines, the composition, and setting down a base layer. The energy card suggests you can be rather idealistic and oftentimes harbor a lot of passion for those ideals. However, you jump headfirst into trying to cover all bases before deciding what the bases are. This card is a card of irrationality. It is a card that shows that you may pick up unfounded frustration when your projects, relationships, or the like don't quite pan out the way they looked in your mind's eye. It is a message to ask you to take time out and plan. Recognize the importance of laying the groundwork to have a stable foundation before you build your utopia on top of it, and to refrain from projecting your unwavering image of perfection on a work in progress. It is asking you to acknowledge delays sometimes happen, that sometimes things look different in the physical than they do in the mental, as well as being realistic that things take time. This can manifest in relationships that aren't initially what you projected and imagined they would be, or failed business ventures that lacked a fleshed out business plan. It is asking you to take a moment to be a bit practical and consider all aspects that you can and can't control accordingly. Yes, so this is saying that you're using a lot of this being in the maze down here, being in your head, beating yourself up, trying to control situations, trying to control outcomes. It's burning up your energy. And so there was something else that stuck out to me in terms of this. It's like this balancing act between this image of perfection and the mental and the physical, an image of perfection and how it actually turns out in reality. Okay. I'm going to jump to your ancestral messages. Well, that was one ancestral message, but more shadowy. This should be from the ancestors that I invited in. Just this is the Ashotele, kind of a tarot deck, cartomancy deck, also by Akamara Tarot. We have 10 of clubs, Eru, burden. The same sun that melts the wax hardens the clay. Let me see if there's another card in here for you. No, they just want the one. Okay. Should be two, though. I'm sure there's only one. Okay, there's only one. The same sun that melts the wax hardens the clay. So with this, I'm getting it's that the same energy that you're using to criticize your relationships or analyze your relationships, because it's also the same energy that you could be using to actually improve them. Energy, the sun, right? Where are you shining your light? Where are you focusing your energy? Are you focusing on what you don't like, or are you focusing on what you would like to build? Once again, like back to the energy of building a foundation, and having some type of practical expectations of how things can be in reality, and also surrendering to the flow of how things may show up in reality. Like everything you manifest will not be exactly as you pictured it, right? And you have to allow that freedom of creation to happen. Don't burden yourself by putting your energy into things that make you feel heavier, or that focus on blame and destructiveness, as opposed to building bridges and healing. And the last, from the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. This one over here. Oh, it says here. Okay. There we go. Exchanging gifts. Oh, I like that one, especially when it's coming all through on top of the Six of Pentacles there that you have twice. Another book, guidebook, and that is number 27. So I'm going to read the normal oracle message and then the relationship message, since the relationship came up a lot. Oh, they also want the prosperity message. So you got a few messages coming from here. Exchanging gifts, the law of giving and receiving, currency, trade-offs, weighing costs, and determining value. The oracle message. You're entering into a productive and enriching time when all manner of opportunities are being offered to you. You have everything you need to seize them. Yet in order to honor them, you must put in the time, exchange your experience and skills, and commit heart and soul to what you're choosing to pursue. You can do it. You have what it takes to be successful if you align with the law of giving and receiving. You must engage in a dance of give and take, push and pull, doing and being. If you let fear guide your choices, you could deplete yourself or create an imbalance. This is not a time of just do. Use your currency wisely and be mindful of the value others bring to your life. I won't say anything else about that because we've already discussed that. The relationship message. Love is an exchange of life force energy between two beings. It grows exponentially when it's reciprocated. You must give and receive in order for love to flourish and abundance to flow between you. Spirit wants you to start accepting all the blessings waiting for you, as well as offer the same gift in return. Open your heart and allow it to be filled. Let love in and let it flow out of you too. Love is truly yours today. They want me to point out the receiving part. So maybe you also have to look at receiving the love and friendship that people are giving you in the way that they give it. So, the book Love Languages comes to mind. So you may be not recognizing actions as loving actions because you expect love to be shown in a certain way. The prosperity message. All your hard work and efforts, your commitment to learning, creating, and spending your time wisely pay off in ways you may not have been anticipating. The gifts of yourself, your time, your ideas, and the energy of your intentions are being reciprocated by the universe, which is sending you signs and signals, aligning synchronistic meetings, and opportunities to bring you success and more. Everything is an exchange. Keep doing what you're doing. Goodwill comes back tenfold. And they want me to put this, co-creating with the universe, just to solidify that connection between the oracle and the messages from the main reading. That is it, Libra North Node. I am going to move on to your extended now. Everyday Alchemy and Practical Magic. Thank you for stopping by. I will see you again next month, or I'll see you in the extended. And until then, Libra North Node, take care, be well, and stay blessed. Until next time.